There we are. I think it looks like we're working. So if I'm watching the right, if I'm watching the right one, hello Yvonne, hello Deborah, hello Emma, hello Catherine. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties, so I've had to stop the broadcast and restart it. So hopefully, oh yeah, Rob's back. Hey, hello Rob. Yeah, so it looks like we're back. So welcome to Craft Cave Live. It's 7:05. And I would normally say it's 7 o'clock, but it's not. It's 7:05. I'll be here all the way till 8 o'clock, and trust me, in this heat, I won't. Which sounds awful, doesn't it? But this is Craft Cave Live. What's Craft Cave Live? It's basically a weekly demos and chats for all of us in our little crafting community, or a crafting family, as we genuinely are. Every week through. So if you missed us, if you saw us before, we were on at 6 o'clock tonight with midweek deals from the Art of Craft. So if you did miss out on that, have a look on the Art of Craft page and see if there's anything, or you can watch it back on YouTube, because everything goes on YouTube. And this is quite an important thing. We've gone on to YouTube because as of the 1st of July, Facebook are getting rid of all Facebook Lives over 4 weeks old. So normally Facebook Lives have always stayed on the person's page for as long as forever. But they did let us all know a couple of months ago that as of the 1st of July, Facebook Lives will only stay live or stay active for 4 weeks. So that's why we've moved over to simulcasting over on YouTube as well. So we've actually been doing it. I'm just going back now. Ooh. So there's over 30. Let's go and look back the next page. When did we start? We started, there we go. Don't know the date because it doesn't tell me. You think it would, but we started out with the Hopkins, I think, and then we went on to doing the to Sarah Jane's favourite, which is the haberdashery. So yeah, you will see that we've managed to maintain at least the last 3 months worth. So as soon as we found out, we've gone over to simulcasting on YouTube as well. And please, if you get a chance, say thank you to Jane, because it's Jane that's enabled us to do the software. Samantha Hughes, question, John, does that include if you have old ones saved? I honestly don't know, Samantha. It's just a notification that anyone who did a live or does lives was told was that from the 1st of July, they would only be keeping live Facebooks or Facebook Lives going for 4 weeks. So I presume all the old ones will just disappear. I mean, it must have been costing them a fortune in storage space, because I know when I'm filming these go between 3 and 6 gigabytes each hour. So it's an awful lot, but I don't know. You'd probably need to ask Facebook that. But you can be able to rewatch. All of the videos are still there. Oh, Jackie's finally found us on Facebook. Hello. And I'm sorry, the comments have flicked past so quickly. Yes, we will be in Doncaster. So yes, Art of Craft and myself will be in Doncaster next month. We're hoping to do a new release at Doncaster. So we're hoping to release a new range exclusive, well, not kind of exclusively, but early at Doncaster. So that's when you're in your best chance. And remember, I will be at Bolton on Sunday. Myself, Penny and Mark will be at Bolton on Sunday. It's the first time I've been to Bolton in about 5 years. So that should be absolutely fab. I can't actually wait to see and do that, because I haven't been back up there for a long, long time. So if you come into Bolton, please come and say hello. And again, as per usual, completely innocent, if anyone wants to bring cake, they're more than welcome to bring cake. So what Sam Nicholas said, Nicholas, Sam, you will be notified through Facebook to keep files and save them elsewhere, save to another source. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how Sam has to do technical things like that. I don't even know how you can. We tried to download a load of the videos when we were hacked, and we lost 7 years. Well, I lost 20 years of Facebook. because it was my personal, because I've never had anything but personal Facebook. But when we lost the group and everything, we tried to download a load of the videos and weren't able to. But yeah, just check on that one. It might be worth messaging our Nicola. She might have a bit more sort of information on that. So a few bits tonight. First of all, it's warm, isn't it? It's Ribena, it's not red wine, trust me. Secondly, if you ordered, because I'm going to be demoing tonight with the brilliant new Sea Holly collection, if you placed an order on Sunday night for those, then they did arrive in stock. So the van was unloaded first thing this morning. So they are frantically, Mark, Penny, Peter and Jane are frantically trying to pack your orders at the moment and get them out. So don't worry, you won't get them any quicker from anywhere else, because there is nowhere else apart from, until this morning, there was nowhere else in the country that had them apart from me and a couple of the Angels. So they will be coming out to you from today. So they'll start coming out tonight and tomorrow. So don't worry about that. If you did miss out, once they've done all the packing, they can check if there are any left. And you need to click the notify me button on the website. The one thing I would say, and I say this is really nicely to help everybody, if we do a launch and it's really popular and you like it, if it sells out on the website, there isn't spare stock available at the Art of Craft. So you can't sort of call the next day. You can't call Penny and go, oh, Penny, I want last night's launch. If it's sold out, it's sold out. So that's why we always recommend order it on the website, because the website has the stock. And to give you one, they have to take it off the website. So it's only for that, because I know a couple of people messaged me to say that they'd rung the shop Monday, I think Tuesday, to say, oh, can I have one of those? Sorry, it's sold out. They don't keep any spares for that, but they will let you know. So just wanted to cover that one off. So if you've got any questions, Yvonne's received notifications after and say it's been dispatched. That means it's already been put out to the postman. The postman's already picked it up then, because they don't do dispatch notifications. Art of Craft and Crafts 2 don't notify you that it's been dispatched when they pack it. It's when it's actually physically left. A lot of companies, I remember in the old C&C days, a lot of people used to say, oh, mine says it's been dispatched, and a lot of companies would say it was dispatched when they packed it. You will get, so don't worry, yours will have been packed. If you've not had a notification yet, they will only let you know when literally the postman is there picking it up. It's the way they like to work, to be fair. So if you've got any questions tonight, there's anything you want to know, flick over onto Facebook and ask your question with a Q or a question. I'd really appreciate the questions, because the more talking I can do, the less demoing I have to do, the less I actually have to the less heat I have to get into. But loads of people are saying, Anne says, Penny was lovely sorting my mistake. A superstar. Our Penny is. Penny and Jane work so hard in the Art of Craft, and they are both so kind and helping anyone and any problem out. So as I said, any questions, anything you want to know, ask them in comments and I will try and answer them, because obviously if I can talk a bit longer. Leslie's saying you'll love the new dies, then it's best to do it. Now, what I wanted to show you tonight was loads of people went crazy over one of our Leslie samples. And I know I've packed them away, but I'm going to try and grab it. So talk amongst yourselves for a minute. All together now. Sorry. Question. On the next Zoom class, are we doing Christmas, please? I think we are, Samantha. I think we are. I have to work the project out next week, so we've had to change it around a little bit. So I think the next Zoom will be. Pauling! Hello, our Pauling Ellerington. Evening all. Not been in for ages. Always at the Lottie in the evenings. But having our tea before getting started on watering. It's too hot to be watering. It really is, Pauline. I should say, hello, Pauline Ellerington. Are you coming to Bolton? I think that's probably a little bit far for you, isn't it? So if you come to Bolton, bring veg. No, I'm joking. Pauline used to come to Harrogate, and she brought me the most beautiful, well, there's something melons, little baby ones, and one of the nicest cucumbers I think I've ever had. So people were saying about this sort of shape card. Now this one of Leslie's, what she's actually done is Leslie's used... Oh, Jackie spotted a spelling mistake on your label, John. Wraith, not wreath. What, on the packaging? Because our penny checks that. Oh dear. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I spell things wrong all the time. What Leslie's done on this one, she's actually used the nesting circles from the sort of layering dies that I did a few years ago. So she's actually made it out of that, which matches exactly because I used the same idea. But I thought I would show you the variation. Good evening, Gillian. Oh, Gillian Simons. See, names pop up. If I only see you if you say hello and I'm looking at the screen. It's terrible, isn't it? But hello, everyone. And Jill Forsyth. And we've already said hello to Nicola about 17 times. Nicola's booked the next 2 Zoom classes. Last one is a couple of days before she flies. She can get a crafty fix before she flies home to Australia. Bless her. So this is another version as well. So this one I think is... This doesn't have a name on it, but I think is this one of yours, Leslie, as well? It looks like it because I think you've used one of those silly circle dies on that. But it's really easy to make a shaped card. And you don't actually have to. It doesn't have to be a plain die. And it doesn't have to be, a small or size die. So what I'd actually done in one of the videos was I made a smaller version. But I wanted to show you how you can actually make a bigger version. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of A4 card and I've just folded it in half. Now, if I wanted something even bigger, then I would need to fold a piece of A3 in half or do another double layer. Where I'd have to sort of do a fold over. So what I thought I would do is to show you how to do that. So if I want a normal standard card on A4, what I do is I take a circle, I overlap there. So I overlap the fold, always going to be overlap the fold, so we don't cut that fold. That's what gives us our hinge in our card. Yeah. But obviously I can only go so, that's too big. Yeah. So let's see what size this one is. I should have used June's because I have on the back, June did a list of what each die number and what the size it was, but I always forget to use it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6. So let's say I want to make a 6-inch circle card. Well, I'm going to struggle because that means I need 12 inches of card to do it pretty much. And I don't want to use 12 by 12. I'm going to use normal card. So what I do is take a normal piece of A4 card. And this is a naughty trick I've been doing recently. Using my mat, so I'm using my magic mat. I'm going to score at 2 inches. So you can use your scoreboard. But I don't want to grab mine if I can just do this. And I'm scoring over at about 2 inches. Doesn't actually matter. But then I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to overlap that so that I'm coming a little bit higher. So you see now you could make a card blank this way as big as you want to. Nicola says all the samples were stunning from the girls. They were. The samples were amazing. And wait until, I think, because I've currently got samples in for 2 more releases. But small again, all our releases now are small to make it more reasonable for everyone. And wait till you see. If you liked the circles, wait until you see the samples of the squares. The squares that are coming in a couple of weeks are just, our Leslie has gone absolutely mad on them. I think she's done about 30 herself, to be honest. Our Carol's done loads. They're beautiful. So if you look here, so what I've done is, all you need to have for a card blank is a hinge. So that's all you need. And then all we want to do now is to put a front and a back on it. Yeah? So I'm going to take a piece of coconut white for the front. I'm going to take a piece of plain card for the back because I'm not bothered about the back. And because it's a plain circle, I can cut them both together. And I'm going to cut myself 2 more circles. So this is how we make something a bit bigger. So while that's running through, what have we had? Oh, who's had Anne Miller been in a sling for 7 weeks after dislocating and breaking his shoulder? I'm so sorry, Anne. Painful physio for foreseeable future. Oh, it will get better. Our Sammy's just had some physio. And the exercise has really helped. And then the pain moved into his other shoulder. Because I think he'd been exercising one and not the other. Bless him. So, you can see there what I've got now. So I've got myself, I'm going to end up with a perfect 6-inch circle card. This could have been done with any shape at all. So the original one that our Leslie did was done with one of the layering dies. I don't want to get mine out and start using the layering die because then everyone's going to say, oh, where can I get that one from? And they sold out when we launched them. So it just annoys people when I do that. So what I want to do now is just clean off the mark from my tape. I found in the heat, it gets a bit stickier. So that one's out. You see now why I order these in 12s. So I'm just going to stick on the front the coconut white. Yep. I'd obviously got a few bits on my mat, on my board, so I'm then going to glue just the seam. So I'm just gluing the hinge, and then I match my circles up exactly. Now I know they're going to cross over at the top. Give it a good press because I've used wet glue, but you can see there, perfect. So it's going to fold a little bit, and if it does, I'm going to let it fold at the back. But there, and it will rock. I love that. Put a line at the back if we don't want it to. But you see, that's how we then make a perfect circle card. Now, one of the things our Leslie had done, the next layer on this one, I've got all my layers and everything cut out. So I have got a pink one. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to show you something else. But what I want to do now is I'm going to cut it in white, but I'm going to mix the die sets. And of course, that's what you can do. And that's what I try and design into all of mine, is so that you can mix those die sets. So I'm going to use the wreath. So I'm going to use the scalloped wreath. And let's just check that. I think the system's playing up again. Oh, that seems to be okay. Right, yeah. So, but I'm not using the inserts for the wreath. I'm going to use the inserts from the other one. And this is one of the only ones where they will interchange. So, I'm put down the wreath. I'm going to drop that in. But can you see it fits perfectly? And you actually rest it on the bar. So take that down. Oh, good night, Anne. She's got visitors. Bless. So again, any questions, guys, fire them in. And then I'm just going to pop that one again up against the bar. That gives us the perfect circle on this size. And tape it down. And then I'm simply going to run that through and cut that. So have we had any other questions? haven't. I suppose because all the because all the dies are on my wall, I can see what can be used across the lot. That's why our Leslie gets away with doing it. Oh, on the... I can see the mistake. Where's that one? Did I say? See Holly. Oh, it does. With. I thought you meant on the packaging. I have to actually, when I do the packaging, I have to actually send it off, first of all, to Penny at the Art of Craft to spell check it for me. Because I'm terrible. Yeah. And that's what Samantha said. That's what we love about your dies, John. Old and new mix so well, so the different projects are endless. The idea is we actually found what fits in with this and fits on these dies are stamps that I designed over, I think it's got to be 11 years ago, for Creative Expressions, actually fit these dies. Obviously, unfortunately, with the demise of Creative Expressions, those stamps aren't available anymore. But if you did buy any of my previous ones, I really should... I can't remember what the name it was, but they were like sentiments in circles. They actually fit on the central wreath in here. So Leslie found that out because she keeps everything on the wall so she can check it. It's because you love me really, really, John. That's why I always get away with it. She gets away with everything, our Leslie, because she's really, really talented. Far more talented than I am. Her cards are amazing. And it's beautiful. And I've got to say, it's so fun to send off things that you've designed to someone and see works of art come back and think, I had a hand in making that. I made the products that made that. That makes me proud. It really does. When I see what people post on the group and think, that's beautiful, and I had a hand in helping with the making of that. That, honestly, is wonderful. So you can see there, we've got then... And I love this combination. This scalloped wreath is so delicate. I'll show you forward. You can see that scalloped wreath is so delicate. But the fact that the little daisies fit in as well is just so good. Right, Yvonne, could you show us how to make the flower that Carol made at the top of the display board, please? Yvonne, I don't know how it was made. Carol is going to do it on her group. And I will try and have a crack at it for next week. But I would need to get some practice in to work out how she's done it. If you have a look in Carol's group, which is Coffee, Chat and Craft, she did say she will do a live at some point on how to do that flower. And I would need to study the board to work out how it was done. I don't have the ability to just look at it and go. So what I'm going to do now is... Can you see, if I try and match that together with the scallop, it's not the easiest. That's why the dies were designed in the way that they are, because if I simply take a piece from using the other scallop maker... Oh, Carol's going to do a live hopefully tomorrow evening. Can you see there? You don't get the overlap. It's a lot easier using the other die to give you that backing. And I think that just the little pink flowers look so nice, but I might use that one as well. But what I'm going to do is just put some spray glue onto here. So open the door a little bit and let a little bit of air in. And then go from behind, so I'm making sure I'm not seeing it. This is the reverse. But can you see then, that's really pretty. But do I need it to stand off a little bit more? Well, I could use this piece and then offset the loops. And I've got 3 different colours. But you see, that suddenly stands out a lot more on that pink. Yeah? So what I'm going to do is glue those 2 together, and I'm not going to foam tape. I'm going to use flat glue because it I don't need that definition. There's not enough distance between them, but I need to take a little bit of time and just get it in the right place and switch it round. So I've got, there we go, on all sides. We've now got a double scallop with that lighter pink. Now that could be a different colour, because what I've used on here, and I don't know if you can tell, I've used a softer pink and a darker pink. So it doesn't all blend, it tones really, really well. So, here we go. So what I was going to say, our Carol's group is Coffee, Chat and Craft. I'll try and put a link out if I can, Carol. I'm never very good at doing things like that. So one of the things I wanted to show you on this, something I thought that you can do that's a little bit different. And because we've got all the dies in the set, we can actually, because you've made your own card blank, you can actually change it. So it doesn't have to be quite so solid. So I thought I'm going to put that on in the place I want. So just check and make sure you've got your fold right. I'm then going to put that in the middle. Well, somebody has to, Dawn, otherwise, you know, they'd have no audience if you didn't go, bless. Dawn's going out to see at G4, who I thought were a security company, but apparently it's not. So I'm going to stick that on the card blank in the middle. And then I'm just going to open my blank out. Remember, that's going to fold over because I matched those circles, and I'm going to run that through and cut it so I can actually get a sort of view through. So that's just going through my machine. And even though it's going through 2 layers of card, it's cut it perfectly. But this is the benefit of making your own card blanks, because of course now, get it on the top, that fits exactly. So I get that beautiful look through onto the top. So I'm just going to foam tape that on, and we're going to have to sort out the inside. Yeah, I keep trying to convince I mean to keep trying to convince our Carol to do lives here on the John Next Door official page as well, because I'd love Carol to do something on here as well. I think we're going to have to sort out a night, if I can get you to do it, Carol, where you come and do it on here. So, but you can see there now, look, we almost got a wreath on a wreath card. It's so easy to make. I'm thinking of G4 Amy, John. No, when I was younger, it was just called, well, it was called Securicor when I was younger. Then they changed the name to Group 4. Then they changed the name to G4. Now, obviously, it's changed its name to G4 Amy. Is that not who you're going to see then, Dawn? You're not going to see G4 Amy? Interesting. So, and of course, in the middle, I've got that fold. You probably can't see it as well on the camera. I really can see it and don't like it. So I'm going to take a die, and I'm going for one that's just a bit smaller. And what I'm going to do is just cut myself a pink circle so it shows. Yes, of course I can, John. I'm feeling a bit bad. Oh, God, that's brilliant, Carol. I never wanted to press you too much to do something on here, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. Because I think as soon as I come out of here, I'm going straight into a cold shower, I think. And I'm glad you're feeling a bit better, our Carol, bless her. Remember, the crafting community is here for everybody. So, yeah. Oh, so Dawn is calling me cheeky now. So I'm just going to add some glue onto that circle. And the reason I'm doing it like that is, first of all, it will miss that fold nicely. But it means I love this look. I think that looks so much stronger when you've got a line inside. Yeah? It looks so much stronger. So now, look. We've got ourselves a card with a wreath with a centre. So I can go now to the other set. And I'm going to go into the scalloped wreath again. And I'm going to take the plain and the dotted. And again, long piece of tape to pick these up. And I just want to cut those out. So grab a scrap of coconut white from our scrap drawer. And I'm just going to cut that out. No, I won't twist her arm. I would never force Carol or anyone to do anything they're not comfortable with. You could jump in my pool, John, if you lived next door. I wish I did, Leslie. I would be in your pool. When I used to live in Spain, the best way to sleep was to drop, like everyone says, drop your body temperature. So I used to go into the pool about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. That's a bit big. Let's find something a bit smaller. Oh, perfect. So I keep a load of my favourite sentiments next to me. But yeah, I used to go into the pool and have a swim for 20 minutes or so before bed. And it was the best thing in the world when it was warm. I love the Zoom workshop with making shape cards. I've still got all my Zoom cards. Then I make them again in different colours. Perfect, Samantha. I loved the blue one you did. The blue one was beautiful, of the last one with the magnets. So I'm just going to stamp a little sentiment on grey, because of course we're not using black, because there's no black in the card. But obviously I want to take advantage of the fact I've got a scallop mat for that, but I don't want it in the white. But I did use a softer pink, didn't I? So if I grab myself a scrap of that softer pink, I can bring those colours again, make it obvious that I've used two different shades. So just going to take and cut that one. And so, of course, it's got to be a bit of foam tape, hasn't there? So we'll put a little bit of foam tape onto the sentiment one. I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape to go through there. Go on the back of our little scalloped shape. Emma, when we lived in Northern Cyprus, my hubby and son went into the pool at night time. I always did, Emma. I didn't learn it until very late on and realised, yeah, that was the most sensible thing to do. So just putting that in the middle brings all of those colours together. We could have floating tables to craft on. Oh, that would be fantastic. But you see there, we've got, it looks quite expensive. And all I've used is like pieces of A4 clean card. Now, obviously, you can then start to decorate, add your leaves, whatever else you want to do. Our Leslie sort of goes to town and does beautiful things. So I've just got a few leaves because I'm just going to place these on because I'm going to finish in a second, because it is getting a little bit too hot in here, I'm afraid, guys. It's getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Or we could, you know, we could go completely crazy. I'd actually prepped another demo. Look, I got another one prepped. But I'm hoping that's giving you some ideas of what you can do. So I will finish that one off in the morning and send a picture out. But I know we've only done 40 minutes tonight, but it is getting, I can see my hair's getting wet, bless. It is getting very, very warm in here tonight. So I am going to call it a day a little bit early. So I hope you can join me. I'll be back on Craft Cave next week. Sammy's talking about putting a fan in here, and I think that's what's going to happen for next week. 2 hours takes a lot, and a lot of equipment running with lights and everything. I hope you can join me on Saturday night at 6 o'clock for the Art of Craft. We've got some brilliant deals for Saturday Night Live. If not, I will be back on the craft store with a brand new launch on Monday. And loads of people have been asking about, I'm not going to... I've put it away so I can't grab it. 2 brand new tools. Well, one sort of like a variation of something, and a new tool coming out on Monday night. So it's not Sunday because I'm going to be at Bolton, but Monday night I will be on the craft store at 6 o'clock, but we'll make sure there's plenty of posts go out there. Remember, if you can, catch Carol's live tomorrow night at 7:30 over on Coffee